somewhat another spontaneous recording. Uh, I mean, the Yamato one I just wanted to record at some point, right? So here is a similar feeling. There's a lot of things to say. First of all, I'm testing out more recording angles. What you're seeing here is a Walmart bag. I have the phone in a car. I'm in a car, recording in a car. I have the phone on the cup holding spot. I have the phone there, and then I have the bag covering. The bag is in the phone, and the bag is also partially in the cup holder area too. And this is a nice different perspective. All right, well, what am I going to be talking about this time? More or less, we are at the middle of the month in July, so I could quote this as the mid-month review. And it will be about that a little bit. I want to talk more about TCGs again. Oh my gosh. I mean, in the past I was burned out. Now I'm slowly coming back. We can talk about just general updates. I do have my script 2. I want to eventually do that. I said it before it gets too outdated. Even though the theme is like reflecting, and like I'm just thinking about history and like overcoming that. There's got to be another synonym for reflection. I just keep on using that word. I gotta brush up on the thesaurus. That script also talks about TCGs, but more about my own personal experiences. This time around, I'll be talking as a whole, different spots of TCG. But before we go with that, let me think about. Excuse me. Let me think about other hobbies before we talk about TCGs. As you can tell, it's raining. It's been a rainy season because it's July. Okay. Mobile games. Gotcha mobile games in particular. Aether Gazer recently had like a small announcement that they intend on an offline game. They intend on like 5 years left, and end of development, not end of service. So like, that's cool. It's small. I mean, it's the Western audience is not its primary audience. It's just something like I randomly looked up or randomly came across in terms of information. A car just went by. It's one of those what's it called, nearsighted driving perspectives. Before recording, there was a bunch of I went through a couple of annoying driving around me. Oh yeah, I just remembered. Earlier in the morning, there was like a driver that was honking the car in front of them because they wanted to turn, but it really wasn't that big a deal. Like they would have to creep up, but then they might go over like the white line. So the car that was honking is definitely in the wrong. They're impatient too. I mean, I know what they look like. I literally like was across from them, but yeah, they are not. That's just one of many examples. Driving suboptimally. I'm using a different sort of like diction here. Different vocabulary, different slew of words. It is World Cup season. I mean, I feel like that's partially what's going on. And it's a rabbit hole. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna get to talk about TGs. Let me just quickly wrap up this discussion. This is driving. This is part of the mid-month review anyway. Who knows if driving is going to be improving, even if slightly. It's not. It's been like this for years. But I don't see temporary IDs anymore. I think I said this before in the past. I don't see temporary IDs anymore. I see like single-sided ID plates. They're either only in the front or only in the back. That's kind of like the stereotype for me. It's like an indicator. I was like, okay, this car a little bit suspicious. Suspicious in their driving sense, not genuinely or generally suspicious, like they're stalking or like violent, just like their driving skill. Like chances are they're going to be speeding over speed limits. They're going to be disregarding safety in a sense. Like they're just going to change lanes whenever they want to. That's when you drive around, you see a lot of like the bad habits. And as for me, I'm just trying to adapt into safety, right? Like I'm like slowing down, keeping a far enough distance for their shenanigans, and then slowing down so I don't have to be a part of that group. And then like if I have to like quote unquote run away, like I have to like get out of there, get out of that group, because it's just more stress on you. And driving is already stressful enough because you get into an accident, you car crash. That's part of your life. So, but okay, there's been a couple of videos on driving in general. I'll end it there. That's just part of the mid-month review here. Before driving, let's talk about hobbies, and then a little bit of mobile games. There's still some new mobile games coming out later this month, or updates at least, whichever one. There's that. Brave Frontier announcement, and then some rhythm games or whatever. Oh yeah, I want to make this recording relatively brief. I'll be busy next couple of days, but I am making amends on last month's lack of recording, and then this month I'll have like an abundance of recordings. I still have to go through some stuff too. There's like, the good news is there's a lot of productivity to be had, but bad news is similar. That's also the bad news simultaneously. There's a lot to go through. A lot of productivity on my plate. That's the mid-month part of the mid-month update. TCGs as a whole. Okay. Well, Straw Table recently updated their simulators. They have the individual cards just play tested recently, but I'll be continuing on doing that. I mean, I already have an idea of what I want to build. I had this displayed. This bag is what I pulled the academic deck box with the cards. Card collection that I have. I also have gloves on. I was gonna like display some cards, but ended up on a tangent about other things. I'll try to talk about this now. Let's see. I have it on the side. I just want to see what I want to talk about. So One Piece there. Grand Archive. I mean, I'm just waiting for the card lists for their new set, starter deck and stuff. Hopefully they don't have like the Bauble of Abundance or whatever. like the super fair card has like both player draw one. I'm like that kind of stopped me from getting the starter decks. I'm like it's obviously meant to be replaced, but I don't want like the deck to be. You could run a different card than that. Come on, run like the elemental resonance bauble would arguably be better. But that's from the really old starter decks. Let's see. I recently gone through my own collection and like reviewing over, you know, why I should keep it, because as part of the theme of reflection throughout this year, or like start of last month, whatever, just reflecting back on what I have, what I need to do, all that stuff. So I'm also reflecting back on like card collecting. Figures a different story. I do find like a new passion with that. So I'm keeping my figures. It's just it's a different form of like content that I can work on. And head canon and just having some just was it tingling my childlike senses? I don't know. It gives me a bit of like vitality, like a bit of joy, because I feel like I said this like definitely off camera, but I feel like I've lost a sense of happiness with myself. Like that identity is kind of gone. Like the way I talk, monotone wise, the way I'm talking now, it feels so different than just years ago. That's all. Pre-pandemic, it's just been over the years. My just overall happiness kind of toned down, and just like a lot of aspects of life, like just growing up and doing bills, getting jobs, underpaid, like all the first world problems, I guess. That's a whole different I've gone the rabbit hole of driving just now, so I don't want to go the rabbit hole of just talking about life, because it's poison. It's in like a dark headspace. I'm kind of like dipping in and out of that at all times, literally. Finding passions in the hobbies, but then the hobbies, the main thing is scalping. I want to get into Beyblade, even though getting in and out of Beyblade a couple times now. But I want to get into Beyblade. I actually have a deck in mind and all that, but scalping, whatever. It's not a impatient thing. I mean, I'll be patient enough, but I mean, at a certain point, I just can't get into the hobby because I don't know, supply. Well, that's an update. Sorry about these tangents. I went on to talk about driving and then Beyblade and then life. There's not really much I want to talk about for cards. I have my own script for that. I keep on hyping that up, but like I haven't done it yet. I'll do it eventually. I'm trying to be consistent on uploads too. So currently no income, but persevering. Productivity in some way. Yeah, and then let's see. Pokemon and Vanguard, kind of on the iffy. I have Grand Archive that is definitely being kept, and then One Piece is recent, so it's also being kept. Vanguard and Pokemon currently I am keeping, but I will not be surprised if I do let go of these collections, just because if times get more rough for me personally. So there's that. Kind of going through a couple things. I've rehearsed a couple quotes off camera, so I just went through that. A couple of these things I will not be surprised if I do let go. I also have books nearby, like manga, old manga. I would not be surprised if I let go of that as well. But currently, I'm keeping it. There's a lot. As I said before, I have a lot of productivity these days, or now, upcoming, whatever, syllables, synonyms. There's a lot that I can do. And it comes with like the quote unquote freedom. The quote unquote freedom that I'm living nowadays. I don't want to go too in depth, too deep into my personal life, but yeah, there's a lot of routes that I can do. So yeah, those books. Will not be surprised if I get rid of more things personally for space or for just survivability. Yeah. Anything else I want to talk about? This is strictly about the mid-month review. I've decided. Let's go talk about TCGs briefly, but that could be arranged in a different discussion, different recording in general. It has been raining. Is it letting up? It's been letting up a little bit, but it's definitely still raining. There was some wind, as well. Well, TCGs. I mean, I've shown like the deck lists and everything. I mentioned some recent updates about like One Piece, like the simulator that I use. What else can I talk about? Talk about that TCG there. Yep. There's a bit of not Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh update. Blitzkrieg. That's all I'll mention. I'll just mention the name of the archetype. Still waiting for info on the Arc 5 pre-constructed stuff. This is just the knock on the academic deck box with my hand. Well, it's interesting. New recording angle. It's either this or you would have seen the chair in past recordings. So that, or I could have covered the camera with the glove. I've done that a couple times too. Testing out all sorts of angles right now. There's also I could do recordings like in the corner, like in the corner, quote unquote. I like mentioned this very briefly, but about figures. I do have a new figure, so it brings up my action figure count to 4. I could do 2v2. That's a whole content avenue that's a whole like content avenue, like a new route for me. I have to review the figure first. It'll be a quick review because I have a lot of accessories for that figure. That's a sneak peek. So I'll do a quick review and then I'll figure out how to do like duo combat, action, 2v2 World Trigger shenanigans. Still no new info on that reboot. Just yapping away. So I'm like distracted with like hobbies, and it does make me feel positive. But of course, I'm not forgetting about the IRL real life scenarios. Like life does has this like crazy thing. Like we live in a simulation. Like there's like some weird news you hear every now and then. Like, there needs to be some big changes. And I'm quoting Spider-Man. I'm not quoting like anything weird, okay? Big change. That was like going through after the spider bite, whatever. See, I'm spinning it. I'm spinning things around. you'll learn a thing or two about like that level of talking, I guess. So, gone through a couple things in this mid-month update from driving. That's more recent than anything. Today's driving was all over the place. Looking from other perspective, not my personal driving. My personal driving, I'm just keeping to myself. You know, definitely not the fast driver. No. I've seen plenty of different styles of driving. They drive. Most drivers drive way faster than me. I'm not like a super slow driver. I've seen like my fair share of slower drivers. But gone through some car maintenances. Summer season is typically when I do my like vehicle maintenance stuff. I'll leave it at that. That's a bit doxing, but everyone has their different maintenance for their cars, if they have a car, of course. No, just very specific scenario. It's doxing that I do have a car. Okay. I've been recording in a car, so I feel like it's common sense. Can't record in parks. I'm actually low key am parked at a parking lot in a park. If you understand what I'm saying, parking lot, and that parking lot is part of a park, like a traditional park. I am parked in one, but it's raining, if you can tell. It's a lot better. The rain has died down a bit, but it's still raining. So you can't really go out and play tennis or do track and field and all that stuff. I can't do park. I haven't done park recordings in a while, just because the season for one, it's raining. It's gonna be difficult to sit down, appreciate nature for a bit, or even do the walk and talks like I used to do. Oh man, reminiscence about that already. It's only been a couple of months. Walk and talks, corner. I'm experiencing this in a snapshot of a time. Hopefully you can understand. Hopefully my audio is going through. I know it's definitely going through, but hopefully it's going through more clearly. Hopefully we're going through a clear audio. I'm kind of just having it recorded on the side, audio purposes. And all you're really getting, viewing wise, is just in the inside of a Walmart bag. So I apologize. Maybe it's a reflection of life. You can barely get more perspectives in. This is a lengthy mid-month review. I am on a time limit, so I have to end things sooner than later. So I'll try to summarize. There is some by the time we get to the end of month, I'll probably have more recordings before the end of month review. But when we get to the end of month review, there will be some news for sure. Because we are going through some figure news as well. There's teasers of a new JJK figure, a One Piece one. If I can remember. There's also the Dragon Ball stuff too. The Fighter of Rage, the Super Saiyan Goku during the Namek saga, but without the rip shirt. It's he still has the blue shirt on. Whatever. But yeah, I haven't seen reviews of that rather. Apparently it's coming out this month. So there's still figure news to talk about. This is the mid-month review. So, in terms of hobbies, there's also Beyblade scalping. I mentioned that very briefly. And there's been new releases for Beyblade too, but okay. Yeah. By the time we get to end of month review, there's going to be more news to talk about. For the record. Of course, comments section are open. Anything happens during that time. but it's on a channel that barely gets that gets like no traction. Don't kid myself. There's no traction. There's like a couple of subscribers, but you know it's weird. It's just YouTube being weird. No criticism or no offense there. I'm just saying like things can get weird. You know, the whole viewing and then like the likes. Like bugs, you know, glitches, bugs, like a little bit awkward, but it stabilizes later, you know. It's one of those like live updates sort of things. No negativity there. Just commentary sort of content, just commentary content. What matters is what I'm saying, right? I don't have an avatar. Leaving my impact on the impact, very small impact currently. Small impact on the world. Yeah, driving there, and then hobbies. All right, I think I ran out of time for myself, so I will end the recording, and I'll probably upload this like maybe not on the day of. I don't know. Be very productive and all that thing. I gotta go though. So yeah, gotta go.